Hi, I'm Elena, and I'm a dancer at the Leigh Purtill Ballet Company, and I am also in charge of hair and makeup for this show, which is Cracked. And I'm going to talk a bit about the inspiration behind some of the looks. The first one that I want to talk about is Drosselmeyer. In our company, Drosselmeyer is actually played by a female, and I think it's very unique. So I wanted to bring that aspect into the character and the role. The thing with makeup in here is that it really should go hand in hand with costuming. So I wanted to create something that would fit costume, but it also be feminine, because the costume is it's beautiful, it's quite typical. She's wearing pants, she's wearing a vest. So I wanted to bring a bit of that, hey, Drosselmeyer can also be a woman. So we have like bright blues on the eyes, and we have like a very puffy hairdo. I got inspiration from the Scottish Ballet and from people like Katharine Hepburn. The other one that I want to talk about is Snow. Snow is such a beautiful piece. It's ethereal, it's snowflakes all around. The thing with us is that instead of like little delicate snowflakes, we have a snowstorm, we have a blizzard. So I wanted to bring that into the makeup too. We have very strong dancers. There's I think 10 in total, counting Snow Queen. So I wanted to create this blizzard feeling with the hair and the makeup. Here it's very easy, it's just a bun because we want to keep that aesthetic. But for the makeup, I got inspiration actually from Alexander McQueen. I like seeing his runways, well, the old ones. I think this was from the 90s. And there were this model just wearing a mask. It was a silver mask, and I think the whole theme was Winter Wonderland or something like that. And I was like, I like that. So that's why the snow makeup is basically just a silvery white strip around the face. What I wanted to create here, it was the effect of there's snow everywhere, and the dancers with the costumes, their steps, and the makeup will just be a beautiful white background in which the characters can move. Snow Queen. Actually, I was very excited for Snow Queen. I wanted to fit into the theme of more of the Hans Christian Andersen version of Snow Queen rather than the Nutcracker one. So we have this character who's also strong, is powerful. She's the one who actually creates a blizzard. You'll see in the story, Maeve, the fairy queen, is trying to run away with the Nutcracker, so she talks to the Snow Queen so she can bring a blizzard and she can run away. So we have this powerful character dancing amongst the snowflakes, amongst the storm, and I wanted to bring that up. So also the makeup is very strong. It's also silvery, and it feels like she's cold. You can see in her face that she's made of ice. She has this power. She is not a cold person. She's not cold, but you can see that as soon as you step next to her, you'll be freezing. Now, for the second act, here's where we sort of divert from the classical Nutcracker, and I was very excited about it because instead of the land of the sweets, we actually go into the land of the Fae, and that gives us a whole different outlook. It's not like all happy, all Christmassy, all sweet, and all pink, but it's a bit more mysterious. It's a forest, and there's a ton of different creatures there. The selkies come in place of Spanish hot chocolate. When Leigh gave us the characters, I researched their story behind it, the myths, the folklore, and that's how I based my makeup. Selkies are these sea creatures that sort of look like seals, but they're able to turn into humans. So they take their seal's pelt, well, the skin off, they turn into humans, and they keep the pelt with them. If they don't keep the pelt, they won't be able to return to the sea. So you'll see the characters with these capes that are actually their pelts. What I wanted to represent here was a sort of fusion between that human and that seal face. That's why you'll see the big black eyes and the sort of seal skin around the face, but they still have their human form. The Naiads are such a beautiful costume too. Naiads are water nymphs, and they come in place of Arabian coffee. So the whole, if you know the music, it's very slow, very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just so hypnotic. And you can totally see that with the Naiads choreography and also with the costume. So I wanted to do something that complemented that. That's why they have like this blue streak and the wet hair. I wanted them to look as if they just step out of the pond. Dryads, they're tree nymphs, so they're the spirits of the trees in the forest. what I wanted to bring here was this whole of Mother Nature thing. That's why their hair is a bit loose, it's wild, and it's the makeup, the eye makeup, it's a bit more subtle. It's more nature based. So I really want to see that Mother Nature look. The Fairy King and the Fairy Queen. They're different to Sugar Plum Fairy and the Cavalier. They actually are characters. They've been ruling for a while. The Fairy Queen doesn't like it as much, but she rules. And in here, actually got inspiration from Midsummer's Night Dream, from the Royal Opera House Ballet. I love the costumes. I love the makeup there, and that's actually I think I'm wearing the crown. So in here, what we wanted to do was sort of recreate this fairy-esque fae look, a bit mysterious. It's not the typical pretty ballerina with the huge tutu. It's a bit more earthy. It's a bit more mystical, I want to say. And I wanted to show that with the makeup. You'll see in the makeup both Ronan, the Fairy King, and May, the Fairy Queen, have more bold colors, and they have gems on their faces, so they actually look like they're from the land of the Fae and not just a dancer playing a role. And I think that's all the characters I wanted to talk about. Hope you like that makeup, hope you love the show, and I'll see you soon.